This was me 10 years ago, 2011. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Phúc Nguyen and people also know me as Patrick. I was only 16 years old at the time and had to go to the USA by myself. For the previous 16 years in my life, I had always been living with my family and did not know anything about the world at all. Therefore, when I first came to the US, it was totally different world for me. I was so nervous, scared, and probably all the words you can use for a young and naive boy like me. As you can see, I definitely did not know where to go at all. I was just standing there and waiting for someone from school to come pick me up. And I decided to look up to the sky. Wow, it was so beautiful and gorgeous. From that moment, I know that this is the place for me to become a better version of myself. And these are some pictures of myself over the past 10 years. I have been growing up and making a lot of new friends from everywhere over the world. American, Chinese, Korean, Mexican, German, everywhere you can name it. Stop! Hey Google, tell me a joke to start my day.
Why did the school kids eat their homework? Because their teacher told them it was a piece of cake.
Welcome back to the reality, November 2021. And this is a version of myself 10 years after, a 26 years old man. You are just watching my usual morning routine. Doing silly things in the bathroom is a great way for me to start my day with the maximum energy I need. I am pretty proud of my journey so far in the US. I graduated from Michigan State University in 2017 with a bachelor degree in communication, and then got my first master from VCU Virginia Commonwealth University in 2020 with a business major. And now I am currently enrolling at Brand Center of VCU, and my focus is experience design. You are probably wondering what is this video about. This is just a quick introduction of myself to the UniqueP's show. The UniqueP's show is a series of stand-up comedy that I am trying to do. The first topic is going to be about the difference between the US and Vietnam, where I come from. I want all the international students who recently just came to the US to watch the video and have a clear picture of what they are going to experience in the US. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of difference between US and your country, no matter where you come from. Overall, it's gonna teach you a lot of useful lessons. So let's sit back and enjoy the UniqueP's show.
Woo! It's showtime!
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. From wherever you're at or whatever time you are watching this, I would like to welcome you to the UniqueP's show. So first of everything, my name is Phuc, Phuc, and I'm from Vietnam, by the way. So probably when you see my name, you probably think of a way to pronounce it in your mind already. Trust me, it's not that way. It doesn't sound like that too, by the way. So actually, it sounds like Phuc, Phuc, like the food. And actually, my name means happiness in Vietnam. And when my parents give me this name, they want me to have all the happiness in my life. That's normal for parents to wish for their children to have, right? Happiness, right? Everything can do with happiness, and I love that name too, by the way. But one thing they probably didn't consider is that they probably didn't consider I'm gonna make it to the U.S. one day, like today. So 10 years ago, 2011, I just arrived in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. I went to a private boarding school there in Vermont, and I live in the dorm, right? So I get to my school, get to my dorm, and in order for me to know which room I am to stay, I'm staying, my school gonna put my name on the door in front of my room, at my room, and I had two other roommates. So when I climb up there, because this was third floor, after like a long flight, carry two luggage up on the third floor, yeah, you know that feeling. I just get to my room. I see my room with my name on it, Phuc. And I step in there and I saw one of my roommates. He looked at me just like the way I look at Taco. Lovely and excited, because he's really excited and really welcomed me to see me. But he just asked me this first question. Are you I was like, what do you mean? It's like, your name right there, Phuc. Like, oh, no. It doesn't sound like that. It doesn't pronounce like that. It's actually Phuc, like food. And I just tell him that. And then after that, I probably become more popular in school due to my real name, Phuc. And everyone just, you know, have fun calling my name. I didn't feel anything. I love that name too, because that made me become popular. But I still come up with a English name, by the way. It's Patrick, just for the information. That's why this show is called UniqueP, because unique is me. I'm the only one in here. No one same like me, no one alike me, and no one have the same characteristic like me. And P stand for Phuc, stand for Patrick, and also stand for peace. So that's why, welcome to the UniqueP show once again. So first story I want to tell you guys that 2011, my first time I arrived to the US, I landed in the airport, right? And after a long flight, my PP system, you know, called me and said that I need to go. My body water need to get out of my body somehow. So I didn't know anyone. I didn't go with anyone during that trip, only by myself. So I ran to a security guy, a big security guy, and I just like look at him and say, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you, and you?" I mean, that's how Vietnamese people greet to other people, because that's what we learn in school, a very formal way. "Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you, and you?" And I suddenly just didn't know that I actually said like that, because it was so machinery for me too. Because in Vietnam, I learned English since I was young, for probably a while too. I'm really confident about my grammar, a little bit about my writing, and probably my listening too. But speaking though, I had never ever speak English before I stepped in the US land. I mean, I speak some English, but it's not like the whole sentence. It's like some vocabulary that I learned in school that I try to show off to my parents or my friend in another school. Right? Cool, right? That's what you do as kids, show off, flexing, right? And yeah. So I just say that, and he stared at me. He looked at me like really weird and confused about what I am doing at that time. And he was like, what's up? He said, what's up? I like, what's up? And I look up. I mean, the ceiling is up there, but what's wrong with the ceiling? I don't really know at that moment, but the only thing I know is that I need to go to the restroom. So I just ignore what he say, and I just say, I want to go pee pee. You know, like number one, I want to go pee pee. Where? And he was like, oh, you mean the restroom is right there on the left? Like, oh, thank you very much. That's the whole thing. I said, thank you very much too. It's very formal way, just like I told you about formal English that we learn in Vietnamese school. So yeah, and then I got to my fast forward, right? Fast forward a little bit to probably September, no, October, and then November. Yeah, November 2011. So after 4 months, I live in the US. The only big difference I can tell between the US and Vietnam is the weather. I mean, in the US, there's 4 distinguished seasons that you can easily tell: spring, summer, winter, and fall. Right? I mean, in winter, you see snow, you see Timberland, you see jacket, and you see right? In summer, you see tank top, you see short, you see bikini, ooh. And then in spring, beautiful flower. Yeah, beautiful flower, especially those sakura in DC every year. And fall, you see some red leaf falling down from the tree, right? And definitely a lot of trash bag on the back in the backyard or on the road. You know, probably know what I mean. And then in Vietnam now, especially in my city, Ho Chi Minh City, there are only 2 seasons, which is hot and hotter. That's it. I mean, if you want to know how hot it is, it's usually around 40, 41 Celsius, which equal to 104, 105 Fahrenheit. And it's most of the time it stay above 90 Fahrenheit, if you want to know how hot it is. So we go whatever temperature under 100 is hot, and more than 100 is hotter. That's why, right? And yeah, as I say, we have temperature in Celsius, while the US they have it in Fahrenheit, with a C and F. So one day I woke up late for school and barely had time to get ready. So I just asked my roommate so I know what to wear outside. I asked him, what is the weather? How's the temperature outside look like? And he said 40. And somehow in my mind I thought it was 40 Celsius. I don't know why, but yeah. So I just say, oh, it's hot. It's actually 104 Fahrenheit. Lovely, beautiful weather. So I just put on this shirt and my pants, ran down to cross the school. Right? That's all I can do. And when I just step out of the gate of my dorm, and the wind, a big strong wind just blows straight to me. And we're like, ooh. You probably know that feeling when it's from fall turning to winter and you just wear a t-shirt outside and the wind just blows to you. You probably know that feeling. So we're like, oh, and I had to run back upstairs to get a jacket too. That's one silly story about me messing up between the Celsius and the Fahrenheit. And then on the same day, I went to class, right? I went to class, look at my teacher, and I barely make it on time too, by the way. So I look at her and she's like, hey. I like, hey, I make it. She's like, yes, you do. How's your homework last night? Was it hard? I like, homework? There were homework last night? I actually didn't remember that we have a homework to do. So I didn't do it. Not that I lie, I really didn't do it. So I thought in my mind, oh no, she's gonna punish me. Because in Vietnam now, if a teacher see you didn't do your homework or see you talking in class without the teacher knowing it, you just have a small talk in class, she will have some good punishment. So for example, you have a belt, you have a broom, right? Sometimes it's a ruler too. But so that's what I thought. But actually in US, the teacher doesn't do it. That's good. I mean, I love it. That's why I love it too. And in the US, if we do those things, it's called child abuse. Why in Vietnam, if we do those things, Vietnamese people call it child rearing. That's a good way for students to listen to you and to make sure that they always behave well in class, right? Child rearing makes sense though. So overall, though, if you can see that, it's like some of my funny story during my whole 10 years in the US, probably mostly in the first year, when I really have a cultural shock, right? There was so many different things between the US and Vietnam too that I mentioned earlier, but also more that I didn't have time to mention in this talk show. But the only thing I want to say though, is those moments, those funny story, those silly story of myself when I first came to the US. Will teach me a lot of lessons, right? I've been learning lessons from back there to now. That's why it made me become this person. 10 years ago, I was shy, young, and naive boy. Didn't want to talk, didn't want to be outgoing. But look at me right now. I'm sitting right here talking to you guys and making this video because I'm actually more confident. I can talk in front of people without getting scared anymore. I mean, I didn't really talk in front of people today, but yeah. So that's just me right now, confident. So all I can advise new international student when they come to the US is just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment you have in the US. Enjoy the moment that you learn something new between the cultural difference from US and your country. Enjoy the moment that you hang out with your American friend. Enjoy the moment that you're in class, and enjoy every single moment in your life. Thank you so much for listening to my show. Once again, Unique P.